Do you know what is the scariest thing in the world for a single woman at 70? It's making plans for end of life. I'm about to have a conversation with my end of life coach on getting my stuff in order, and it's super scary for me. I've been spending the last week kind of reviewing things, and there's just so much. And how can we keep it simple? I've been actually in tears. And I am not afraid of the end of my life. I'm concerned about what happens with all the stuff. Who's going to clean the house out? Which I have no children, so how do I put it together? This is what I'm doing right now with my coach, is to start to get it simple. I think I deluded myself into thinking my whole life that eventually I would get married and the man would take care of that, as it happened with my mom. I mean, it was all taken care of for her when her husband passed. But because of what happened with them, I think she was really good about planning everything down to the brass tacks. But for me, I'm single and I've lived a very full life and an exciting life. I've traveled all over, and yet here I am, unprepared in the event that I pass in the next 5 or 10 years. Mortality doesn't scare me. It's burdening my family in any way because of my passing. You have to pick a power of attorney, for instance. And without children, that falls on my nieces and nephews. Who do you pick? Do I want to burden them with that? And maybe what I have nobody wants, but I know it has value. I'm an art collector. I have art and I have jewelry and I have computers. So I'm going to kind of lead you guys through it as I'm doing it, and maybe it will help. I just got done with my first appointment with my end of life coach, and it was really enlightening, and I want to share what I learned with you guys. The two things we worked on today was my healthcare directive and my durable power of attorney. And why do we need these things? I was very afraid to talk about it, and we don't know where to start, and it's emotional. I've had 2 weeks to think about it, and I got scared. I was tearful. I didn't want to look at it, but I want you to know it wasn't because I'm afraid to die. I think I'm more afraid of what happens to all the stuff around me. Who's going to be responsible for that? And did I want it to be just dumped in the garbage? Some of my paintings are worth a lot of money. I wanted to think about, and I did, if I'm choosing a healthcare advocate, who is going to be that healthcare advocate for me? And who's going to be my power of attorney? And in that decision making, am I going to talk to them before I decide? What if they don't want that responsibility? These were all these things that were going on in my head before I got to talk to Loretta. I didn't know where do you start? I mean, what's most important? Where do you go once you've made a decision? How do you put it in the paper? What is it going to say? Lots of questions. This is a healthcare directive out of the state of Washington. And here's durable power of attorney in Washington state. As I went through it, I realized, God, this is important stuff. I mean, like questions like, what makes your life valuable? If a terminal event happens, what do you want to happen with your body? What makes it so that your life is no longer valuable to you? For instance, if you can't get outside, that's, for me, that's the most important thing, is to the last moment when I'm dying, I want to be able to see outside. I want to be outside and let my spirit go. I want everybody to know that I want to be with my family if that's possible. How much pain was I willing to take? Did I want palliative care? Did I want to be intubated? Those are important questions. I mean, we don't think about it because we don't want to think about the ends of our lives. If we can't think about it, imagine our family. One thing for sure is I do not want to die in a hospital, no matter what. I don't care if I'm on my last breath. I want somebody to be hauling me out of the hospital so I can take my last breath in real air. Just a quirk, but something that I can put down and make sure that my wishes are done. Next came the power of attorney. Who is going to make those decisions? And what is it that they are going to be saying to other people about it? I think it was important for me to go through these emotions this past week, because I think it was important to me to know where I am in the process and to know that I'm getting it right for me, that I'm not leaving people in the lurch. It's valuable to make the decision to talk to someone on how to put this all together. I'm not sure how other people do it, but I have the gift of having someone that I've known for a long time who is doing this. She's talking to people about these things that are super important to us. She's working with women in particular to help to prepare themselves, their belongings, their exit from this world in a really organized and kind way. Next week, we're going to be talking about financial power of attorney. Who's going to make decisions for you and where to consolidate all that information. We have to have some place to put it. Think about how many passwords you have. So if you died tomorrow, could anybody access your computer? Could anybody access your bank accounts? That would be a real tragedy if no one could access that. So that's for next week. I'll be working on that. So if you're a single woman, or really anybody who's been putting this off, I want you to know you're not alone. This is hard. It can be emotional, but it has to be done. So I'm bringing you along as I go through it, because none of us should have to do this alone.